Overdose has got to go.
Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
Overdose has got to go.
Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Overdose has got to go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have to invoke the ancestors and realize I'm here before them. Please honor the presence of my ancestors. I'm asking them now to come and give me their blessing. I stand on their shoulders so that those who come after me can stand on mine. I also want to acknowledge that we're standing on the stolen land of the Scotaway people. Racial capitalism is built on stolen land by free forced labor. My name is Reginald Thomas Brown. My pronouns are they, and I'm board chair of New York. In 2012, I had a chemical dependency. In 2012, I had a chemical dependency on crack, and I attended a program called CD Talks, Chemical Dependency Treatment Outpatient Program. I was privileged, so I wasn't arrested. But I was treated like a person rather than my dependency.
Thank you, Reginald. My name is Jody Stewart. I'm the senior organizer with New Jersey Organizing Project. I have had a dream since I was little to have a daughter. Well, I got that dream when she was 16 years old. My daughter struggles with substance use disorder for 20 years. So now I have a new dream. That dream is to make a reality that would be that my daughter and everyone else's daughters and everyone else's loved ones, the man on the street corner who struggles with substance use disorder, has the opportunity to live their best life.
I want to take this opportunity to remember that this means, thank you. The DEA is our target. We're calling out drug war, mass death, mass incarceration, and homelessness. For 50 fucking years, the Drug Enforcement Agency has been the main driver and embodiment of the war on drugs, which has caused immense harm to our communities through failed policies that expand criminalization, incarceration, and stigma. 50 fucking years of the DEA. July 1st, Ed Milgram is the administrator. The war on drugs has always been racist. Classist and deadly. The U.S. It has made the U.S. a global leader in mass incarceration, mass death, and mass harm.
At this moment, we have our folks inside the building with security. They're here to make a demand. Our demand that the DEA divest from violence, criminalization, incarceration. And start investing in housing and services and health care for our loved ones. The very thing we need to survive and thrive. Now they can come out anytime, and when they do, we're going to stop whatever we're doing, cheer them in, and then let them report back. I'd like to take one moment for everyone to have a moment of loss for all those who've lost. Let's take a moment of silence to remember those.
I am proud to introduce Shamika Parrish Wright, Executive Director of Vocal New York. Vocal Kentucky is the first affiliate of Vocal New York. Vocal Kentucky is 1 year older today. Shamika is a classic example of generational oppression, and not just a survivor, but a thriver. Shamika, take it away.
All right. Thank you. I am proud to be here with all of you. It just brings me, looking at this wall is very emotional for me. So bear with me as I get through this. As director of Vocal Kentucky, I am excited to be here with all of you. The DEA and mass incarceration impacted my life before I was incarcerated at 18 years old in 1995. My father, Gregory Scruggs, spent 40 of his 56 years on this earth in and out of jails and prisons.
That ain't right.
When I was 13, I finally got to live with my father, who had just come home from prison over drugs. He was proud to be able to take care of me on his own. Unfortunately, he was introduced to crack cocaine at work. He started to change, and I didn't know why. He still went to work, but we started to have less and less at home. When I confronted my father about it, he told me he felt like he was always chasing that first high, but he did not want to die. He and all my uncles struggled with substance use issues. They never got what they needed. High, drunk, sick, or houseless, everyone in my family always worked through it all. My father and uncles were always criminalized and never asked what they needed to survive.
That ain't right.
No matter what they were going through, they protected us. They helped raise me to the best of their ability. I grew up in the 80s and 90s watching families torn apart. Too many black, brown, and poor white people were ripped out of our neighborhoods. Like my father, too many of them went in and out of prison over and over again. And rather than getting the care and support they needed, that's all they got was criminalization.
That ain't right.
I learned about the DEA while participating in the DARE program. We were told that the DEA was there to protect our community.
Oh, you dirty dogs.
They lied and we died. I have schoolmates and friends from my neighborhood who are still serving time 30 years later.
That ain't right.
All for drug-related convictions. They will never leave prison due to over-prosecution and disproportionate sentencing. And it happened to me. When I was incarcerated, I was made to feel that it was because of my personal failings.
That ain't right.
When I was in court and sitting in jail on an unaffordable bail, no one even looked at me like a person.
That ain't right.
As many of you know, I was just a case number.
right.
It wasn't until I joined this social change fight for our human rights and basic needs that I realized that after 50 years of investing into the DEA as it terrorized our communities, broke our families, jailed and killed our loved ones, that it was the system that failed us over and over again.
That ain't right.
We deserve better, and we get there together. The DEA is racist, sexist, classist. The DEA is the catalyst behind bad policies that are harming our communities right now today. The only way to even attempt to right some of the wrongs is to divest from criminalization and invest in housing, services, and care. We know that life-saving policies and harm reduction is the only way forward. Our hard-earned tax dollars can be used to improve lives by divesting from DEA and investing into our cities, our towns, and states, from the hood to the rural communities and the mountain hollers. I leave you with this. The DEA already has a museum that displays their abuse of power.
That ain't right.
Asset forfeiture, bad intelligence, lies, racist practices, harms to communities, corruption, and like we experienced in Louisville, Kentucky, no-knock warrant deaths like Breonna Taylor.
And that ain't right. Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Taylor, justice for all of your family and friends and too many more impacted by their failed drug war. The people united will never be defeated. Thank you all.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Just so you know, asset forfeiture is theft.
That's right.
Asset forfeiture is theft. They go in and they take people's stuff. So it's asset forfeiture is death.
Thank you, Reginald.
Theft.
Thanks for adding that in. So important. Thank you. Criminalization can happen to anyone, but let's keep it real. We know where white privilege shows up in this. We know a white female, more than anybody, will not be incarcerated. They will be getting easy sentences, hands wiped, and off you go.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
We also know that people who struggle with substance use disorder are targeted more and more. And where does it lead? Tell me. Incarceration. Exactly. And instead of working to find a safe place, mental health treatment, let's not just treat the body. What about our mind and our soul? We are vigorously kicked to the street and told to survive. We need to divest from criminalization, invest in care. The DEA spends over $3 billion a year annually. Shall I say it again? On criminalization, incarceration, and including sending money abroad. That
ain't right.
That's our money.
If only they reinvested a portion of that. I'm talking, give me a half of it. A half. And invest it back into our people, our loved ones. Money into housing, services, proven approaches to saving and improving lives. We could begin to turn this tide on our overdose crisis. We can begin to put our country on track to finally ending the war, the failed war on drugs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me say this one more time. What do we need?
Care.
Divest from failed drug war policies of mass incarceration, mass death, mass harm, and let's get that money to invest in housing, healthcare, and services. I am now honored to introduce someone who I've met recently, canvassing my own neighborhood, to bring out more neighbors into this fight, changing the stigma on the drug war. We passed around in my own community, Narcan, and and making new friends and loved ones. She is also the lead canvas in our Not One More campaign of my organization and a dedicated leader in this fight for change.
Yeah.
My name is Alyssa Tierney, and I'm a member of the New Jersey Organizing Project's Not One More campaign.
Not one more.
Ironically, I was afraid of drugs most of my life because all I wanted in life was to make my parents proud. I ended up marrying my college party buddy, had boy and girl twins, and I was working for the NFL, which was my dream job. At some point, my marriage became so toxic and abusive that I would rather spend the day numb than deal with those emotions. One night, I called the police to protect myself from my husband's abuse, but instead of helping me, they called Child Protective Services and took my kids away while reluctantly arresting my husband. I remember him screaming that I was an addict, and the police reminding me that I was about to ruin his military career. In those 2 weeks after that incident, I was arrested 4 times and stole a taxi from a convenience store. I had never been arrested, and I now had 3 charges in first-degree grand theft auto. I started going to get drugs every day, fentanyl, crack. If it was going to make me forget that I was probably facing jail time and that my kids were taken from me, I wanted it. I have lived 2 different lives, a life of endless opportunities and respect, and a life labeled as an addict, where people don't treat you like a human, but as a low-life criminal. By the grace of God, my charges were dropped, and my probation officer ended up shortening my pretrial.
Praise God! Yeah! Hallelujah!
The only reason I am standing here alive right now is because my charges were dropped and because I am white.
Yep.
Say it.
Yep.
That ain't right. Yeah.
I constantly thought, what if I wasn't white? Would I be sitting in jail, even though I knew the answer? I thought about black and brown people who were in my exact position, but were given handcuffs, not compassion. A jail cell instead of treatment.
That ain't right.
And a criminal record instead of opportunities.
That ain't right.
The war on drugs has always been a war on people. The very people they say they want to help. The DEA has been using billions of our tax dollars to further these failed tactics for the last 50 years. Our jails and prisons are full of people who need to be in treatment and now have a criminal record that will follow them throughout their life, making every move they make that much more difficult.
That ain't right.
We need to start treating this as the massive humanitarian crisis that it is and fix the entire problem from A to Z. But instead, we enforce harsh penalties, bust dealers, which creates more violence, then we pass even harsher penalties. This cycle never ends. The more we fight, the worse it gets.
That's right.
For years, I thought I was broken, but I was a product of a broken system. We need to repair this broken system. Stop ignoring the deeply racist bias that punishes people of color, and stop using drug laws to create a subclass of Americans who can't work, vote, or contribute to society.
That's right.
Yeah.
The DEA has always used fear to justify its existence. The stigma is so ingrained in our society that people in authority
Right now, our comrades are joining us. They had a simultaneous action inside. Come on, comrades. Let's give them applause. All right, did you hear what she said?
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Eva Mancini. I use she, her pronouns. I am with New Jersey Organizing Project. And
Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah.
Just a quick report out. We had a group of a dozen or so folks inside hoping to get a meeting with Administrator Milgram or her deputy administrator. Security inside was not able or willing to request a meeting. They made some phone calls. Nobody will be coming down to meet with us today. half of the DEA's budget away from criminalization and into the care and housing and services that our loved ones and communities need and deserve.
Yeah!
We had to speak out with our folks inside, sharing stories and getting recordings of people talking about the ways that criminalization and the DEA has impacted our families and communities. And we're here to support y'all. You guys are making awesome noise out here, and I'm so proud of everyone that's here. Thank you so much for sharing.
As Alicia said, $3.2 billion. How many people could that house permanently? How many people could have homes? How many people could get what they need?
Yeah.
3.2 billion with a fucking B.
A B? Yeah. Billion?
Millions.
So,
Them dirty dogs.
everyone is harmed, and there's a disproportionate impact on black people, people of color, and poor folks.
Yeah.
Take that money from the failed drug policy of mass incarceration, mass death, and mass harm, and invest in housing, healthcare, and services. Now, let's hear from a comrade who needlessly lost someone to the so-called war on drugs. Now it is my honor and pleasure to welcome the newest state in the vocal family, Vocal Texas, Ms. Carolyn Williams.
Good evening, people. I'm here to tell my story. My name is Carolyn Williams. I am a leader with Vocal Texas and the Texas Harm Reduction Alliance. I'm the mother of 3 beautiful boys. I am currently homeless. I know firsthand about the war on drugs because how it has shattered my life. So many loved ones gone. I was selling drugs to take care of my family before Hurricane Katrina hit. That's what brought me from Louisiana to Texas. I used to say I was wounded, but that's a lie. I'm broken in a million pieces. Pieces gone forever.
That ain't right.
The war on drugs has cost me my dignity, my self-respect, my hope, and my integrity.
That ain't right.
Hassan Akeem Williams is at the bottom of the wall down there. My oldest son was a kind, compassionate man, an outgoing man, a people's person. He would store clothes and shoes, anything for people he knew that didn't have anything. I can hear him saying now, "Mama, my friend is hungry. Can I get him a plate or go to the pantry?" I would say, "Of course." He was very respectful. People used to say how mannerable he was. Oh. On February 21st,
We got you. We love you.
We got you.
Take your time.
on February 21st of this year, my son Hassan, my oldest son, was found dead from fentanyl overdose. No needed help, with nowhere to go, no professional help, no insurance, no case management. He was discouraged and he felt hopeless. To keep him safe, I used to give him money so he could use if he promised to come right back. And he did come back. I just wanted to keep him safe. That may sound crazy to some of you, but I just wanted to keep him safe. I felt I lost my son before overdose. Towards the end, I couldn't even recognize him. His debt was due to years and years of harmful war on drug strategies.
Yes.
Rest in peace, my love.
Yes.
Emeka Onyabo Williams, my baby boy, was also using it. Emeka was my caregiver. He would take care of me before he really got sick. He suffered from schizophrenia without using his medication because he couldn't get it.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. He had 5 schizophrenic episodes. The police mental health unit was called, and I ended up going with him to the hospital. I asked them over and over again to keep him and stabilize him. But no, they let him go.
That ain't right.
That ain't
Right.
One Sunday morning, he came over to my house. He said, Mama, I don't feel good. I told him, let me take a shower and we'll go to the hospital. But when I got done showering, he was gone. Calling him with no answer. I started to worry. I called his wife. She said, no, she said, he's not here. Later on that evening, friends were calling me saying, do you know who got shot on Lamar? It never dawned on me this was my child. But it was, and I was panicking. The police chased him down and shot him 5 times. All upper body shots. They shot him in the eye, in the head, the 2 shoulders, and the chest.
That ain't right, dirty dog.
Police thought he was someone who fit the description.
That ain't right.
Thank God he survived. Oh Lord, his pain is
The
unbearable.
Lord is our mighty warrior.
Yes, he survived. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Kimani Hakeem William, my 3rd son, my beloved middle child. Although he's been faced with his own challenges and interactions with the drug war, I thank God he's safe and he's doing well today.
Hallelujah.
Let's go, Miss Carolyn. You got this.
Wait, I can't stop. But I'm here speaking today because I'm broken and tired. The DEA gets billions of dollars, and all they do is weaponize themselves instead of helping people who are on drugs. They put people in jail with no help. Then there is a crisis out here. Mental health, mental illness, overdose, and police violence.
That's right.
A call to action is what we're fighting for.
Yes.
And I can only imagine what life would be without the war on drugs.
Right.
What it would look like for Hassan and Emiko. We're met with care and love and services instead of violence and isolation and stigma. We need to divest from the DEA and their practice to criminalize and harm and invest in care and housing and services. This war on drugs has solved no problem. How do I know? The numbers we are losing has not gone down. It's gone up. We are losing loved ones daily. No, not daily. Hourly. Not hourly. Minutes. They are dropping. Why? Because of a failed drug war. Children are losing parents. Parents are losing children. I have lost dear friends and a granddaughter to an overdose. The war on drugs is not working, and it hasn't ever worked. It's time we divest, get away from these failed drug war policies, get off of the mass incarceration or mass deaths, mass harm. Let's change it up, man. Do something right. Invest that money into healthcare, housing. Let's not forget housing.
Yeah. Let's not forget housing. Healthcare is housing.
More services.
All right, I'd like now to open it up for speakers. If there anyone would like to speak for about 90 minutes. I'm sorry, about 90 seconds. Would like to speak?
Right behind you.
My name is Tony Carter. I'm with THRA in Austin and also with Vocal, Texas.
All right.
As of this month, I am 5 years homeless.
That ain't right.
drug user, but not as bad as I used to be.
All right.
I got into this situation because I lost my wife 5 years ago this month. Oh, she had cancer, but the drugs they was giving her was no good.
That ain't right.
I lost friends of overdose here. So it is time now to have this DEA get rid of some of the money they got and give it to the people that need it. And that is
Money to the people.
Money to the people.
Money to the people.
Money to the people. Money to the people.
Dwayne, would you like to say something? Yes. Please come.
Over here.
I keep it short.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. Hi, I'm gonna be the vocal Kentucky Michigan Parish, right? And we're down here on the agenda, the People's Action. My name is Boyd English. I'm just expressing my hurt in the things that we see in our communities. I am the best man of Bruce Obie Fields. Bruce died at his own charity event on 4th of July. He died of fentanyl poisoning for the pill that he took for his leg because he had a metal rod in his leg and he took a pain pill.
That ain't right.
What
That
he
ain't right.
thought was a pain pill, and he died at his own charity event on 4th of July. Bruce might not have had no 501c, but he did have the heart to go. He would buy bouncy houses, unlimited fireworks, barbecue, and all of that for the less fortunate in the community. And he died at that event. The children in the community was chanting, "Oh no, I can't believe Mr. 4th of July is dead. He's really dead." Man, we got to do something about these drugs, and the drug on war ain't it. That
Is there one more?
All right.
My name is Juwan. I use he pronouns. I'm organizing director at Vocal New York.
All right.
But I want to say a couple of things. The DEA is an example of the structuralization, of the institutionalization of violence, of racist policy, of classist policy, of a practice in this country that is over 200 years old, where we're talking about building public policy in xenophobic ways, in anti-Chinese ways, in anti-Mexican ways, in anti-black ways, in anti-queer ways. So what we want to see is that this DEA today understands what its legacy has been and decide to do something different. And that means calling for its own defunding or its own divestment. We need to see our resources, our public dollars, be used in such a way in these yet to be united United States that is anti-racist, that is class conscious, that is gender expansive, and that commits to building and realizing finally a multiracial, pluralist democracy. And that is not possible with this kind of institution.
That's right.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks
Looks like this is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
No more drug war DEA.
No more drug war DEA.
No more loved one lost today.
No more drug war lost today.
My name is Christina Folsom, and I am a member / leader of Vocal Kentucky.
Yeah, Christina.
In 3 days, I will be celebrating the death of my husband for a year now. We struggled on the streets together. We were in active addiction together. I see him go. I see him, rise.
You got this. You got this.
We got you.
You got this.
We love you.
But I'm tired of losing my friends and my loved ones. The death of my husband, I spiraled out, definitely. But with that, now I have him that keeps me sober today.
Yeah, Christina, we love you.
I'm tired of the pain I'm hearing from these people. This shit ain't right, y'all. It ain't right.
It ain't right.
Would someone else like to come and share?
We want to hear from the Spanish community. We care about what they think. We want to hear from the Spanish community.
Would someone like to speak?
Hablas español?
Bueno.
Hola a todos, voy a hablar en español.
Hola.
Yo soy de Colombia y en nombre de mi país les pido disculpas porque el narcotráfico no es nuestra cultura, es un flagelo que está dañando.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Y quiero también, muchos de mis compañeros murieron torturados, pagados por corporaciones y también por carteles de drogas que asesinaron a líderes sindicales, a líderes comunitarios y ecológicos.
No es justo.
Por eso la migración y toda la gente que está perdiendo familia también, este es un problema bien grande porque el narcotráfico está financiando la guerra en nuestros países y por eso está viniendo mucha gente ahora desplazada. El desplazamiento y la migración que hay ahora no es como quieren hacer ver que solamente por gobiernos socialistas o algo, es problema de la droga, de la guerra de las drogas, que la gente no tiene oportunidades en nuestras comunidades.
So briefly, I'm going to translate.
She is from Colombia. Evelina is from Colombia, and she's saying that the drug war is not an issue coming from Latin America or the countries. It's an issue that's coming from here.
Yes.
It's an issue that's coming from here, the criminalization that's happening to the communities.
Sí, entonces, la droga ha hecho más daño de lo que la gente cree. No solamente el problema también de sobredosis, que me parte el alma ver todo eso, pero la droga ha matado gente también en nuestros países.
The drug war is not only killing people here, it's also killing people in our countries and what's happening in Latin America.
That's right.
All right. Follow the direction of the marshals. Follow the direction of the marshals back to the buses. Let's get the chant started. Follow the marshals back to the buses. Follow the marshals back to the buses.
No more drug war, DEA! No more drug war, DEA! No more drug war, live today! No more drug war, DEA! No more drug war, live today! No more drug war, DEA! 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 No more